you have a Doomsday bunker of the books.
Yeah.
Right. Other than the Bible, obviously.
Yeah.
Top 10 books you would put in there. Or I will allow like Chronicles of Narnia is.
Okay. Shoot. That's tricky because I would probably go like my top 10 would probably be the authors that like. So you could easily fill out your top 10 with C.S. Lewis, right? Like right off the bat, which is probably like, I think it'd be C.S. Lewis because not only do they have an impact like right away, but they'll continue to have more of an impact. Like they keep getting his writing's good and it keeps getting better because you hopefully get smarter as you're reading him.
I'd say the same about Chesterton.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, how big is my bunker? You know, it's funny because I actually have like the army guys will have like these metal boxes that are also sealed. They're a good 4 feet long, 2 feet high, maybe 3 feet wide. So they're pretty bulky. Yeah. But you could make a pretty good prepper's library. Yeah. Like in one of these sealed medical, like army medical boxes. Yeah. But if I had an ocean going container, you really would like. You could fill out an ocean going container with books really easily without even trying. Yeah. But you really like. I feel like if you said no, you're limited to. I think you're limited to space, or you're limited to if you say 10. Yeah. So it's a backpack. It's like literally a bug out bag of books, a book bug out bag, and it's physical books. Okay. So the easy throwaway answer is C.S. Lewis. You'd have to have. Who would you have to have? You'd have to have the Chronicles of Narnia and Lord of the Rings. For starters, once Nate finishes his Ashtown series, I mean, I'd put the 3 that are in there right now, but once the Ashtown series is done, you have to have that set. And I think because if you're on a desert island, I think food would drive you on to go make you could probably figure out how to make hunting spears and things like that. So if you're stuck in a desert island, you probably want to bring books because you'll have to like. Okay, fine. You probably have to have a few hooks. I'll give myself a couple of like outs in terms of like, but if you're stuck on a desert island, you'll figure out a way to be like Robinson Crusoe and trap things and you know, kill a pig and all that kind of stuff. But you'll need books. You need books because you'd want to, one, remember who you are, and you'd also want something that remember who you are and who God is. So you're reading your Bible, and then stories are soul food. You have to remember the context, like. Give yourself examples surrounding you, either fictional or actual, like autobiography or biographies of people that you'd want to model and emulate. And so, in a bug out bag, you'd have stuff like that. Yeah. You'd have to have something to read out loud to people. It's funny because that's the Chronicles of Narnia and Lord of the Rings. That's like actually a story that. Is even better if it's spoken out loud, or even more better if you're reading out loud to people. Yeah.
Any nonfiction or?
Yes, and I think that's kind of the thing that's kind of like kicking at me from the sides. I'd
put the space trilogy in there.
I would too. I'd put the Hideous Strength in for sure. Like
I'd take the space trilogy just so I could mainly have that.
Okay, yeah, okay, fair enough.
And Paralandra's pretty good too.
Yeah, you're keying up, and I have gotten more out of Silent Planet and Paralandra in the last 3 months than I did the last time, which was like 6 months ago. So I'm trying to read through the space trilogy at least once a year, or listen to it at least once a year. Yeah. But the Hideous Strength's like absolute necessity. If right now, like you have to be.
Oh, it's so relevant right now. Like
it's prescient,
somewhat concerningly relevant.
It's funny because I honestly feel like nonfiction's a tricky one. I think that probably I'd say it's probably someone who could inform my reading of the Bible better. So if it's Calvin, probably like you're probably hauling the Institutes in. Yeah. Right? Because if Objects No Size, like that'd be a hefty bug out bag, but something along the lines, or his commentaries. You having someone to inform you, like nonfiction that way, but I feel like fiction's far more, like fiction carries far more and does far more for you. Yeah. In one sense, I can't think of an autobiography or biography that has had as much of an impact as a fictional
Right.
biography.
I mean,
Right?
all the first, like, people didn't start with oral traditions of their doctrine. They started with oral traditions of their stories,
Right.
and that informed their doctrine.
Right. And I think and this ties into the fact that recognizing what we're in right now, people talk about how there's like information warfare. We're in like World War III, but it's information. It's not. It's story. We're in a story war right now. Right. And
Right.
so I think that's part of it is like, if you're the kind of prepper who's like, I have to have bullets because
Right.
we're having a war.
Right.
It's like, well, you should probably have stories in your backpack because we're in a story war, not a shooting war right now. Right. We always are in a story war.
Right.
But it's very evident right now that the fight is over who's telling the story the best, who's telling the story the loudest, who's telling the story most persuasively, and then having the kind of story that can counteract another story, like, or just hit it head on. Like, I'm telling a story, well, I've got a way better story.
Yeah. Right.
And that's, so I think if you're going to load up and have books in your bug out bag, you've got mostly fiction. It'd be my take.
I'd put orthodoxy in there as well, just because I want to have some Chesterton.
Yes.
I don't want to lose him.
It's funny. Yeah. No, you wouldn't want to. If I could, I would hand cobble probably different chapters of heretics, orthodoxies, but he's got some of the best essays that are just scattered.
Yeah.
Like in every book of his essays that was just a collection, he has just knockout essays that it'd be really fun and interesting to like actually see who could make the best collection of like, it's like a playlist.
Right. Yeah.
But Chesterton, if you could have one book of Chesterton that's huge and it's just you picking your favorite like
sections
things, that'd be incredible.
Yeah.
Right? You have to have Chesterton in there. And yeah, you probably, if you had to pick someone, it'd probably be orthodoxy. I would think All Things Considered by him is actually right up there as well in terms of like he does stuff with his essays that are just magnificent.
So good, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you put Iliad, Odyssey, Aeneid, any of those in there?
Not in my top 10.
Not in your top 10?
It'd be my bunker. Like
it'd be in the bunker. Yeah.
I keep picturing the ocean-going container.
Me too.
Right?
And so that's too large. We don't have all day.
It's too bad. Yeah, we don't have all day. We don't have that. But I don't know if it would make it into my container either.
Your top 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think, no, it wouldn't. Yeah, no, I think actually you could probably devote a website or a Substack to just the ongoing debate of what makes it into the bag, what makes it into the box,
right?
What makes it into the crate, what makes it into the bus.
Yeah.
Is this a minibus or a long bus?
Right.
Ocean-going container.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that wouldn't be a bit. So there you go. There's the next Substack right there.
There's the next Substack.
And I think but I think that mindset of kind of like, hey, listen, we're not going to be fear mongers and say you're going to run out of books. But while they're still cheap,
buy them
and kind of build your library.
Make hay while the sun shines.
Stack up books while they're cheap and then read them when they're not.
Yeah. Easy as that.
Seems simple.
Yeah.
I think we got an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.